Okay, we're back. It has been 30 minutes. It's amazing how time flies when you stop the camera for 30 minutes. Okay, so in between here, I did stir it up once or twice. This is what your marinara sauce should now look like. I realized earlier, my daughter informed me that I was basically showing you the back of the stove. So it should look about like that. So what we're gonna do now is turn this heat off here. And then we are going to remove that from heat and just set it aside, right? So we can just let it do its thing. I'm using a towel right now because I cannot find any of the pot holders in our house. So make sure you pick it up. I guess they're in the washing machine. I didn't realize those are things that need to be washed. So now what we're going to do is make the next portion. So we have our marinara sauce. It's made. It's sitting over here. The filling that we're going to use is an arugula spinach combination. Still have ricotta. The reason I'm not calling this a vegetarian lasagna is because I am using ricotta. Cheese is its own food group, and I love cheese, so it's not a true vegetarian. So if you're a strict vegetarian, have fun with that gross cheese. That's not what I'm doing. So what we'll do, we have 2 bunches of arugula and baby spinach. What I've found, this one is 5 ounces. That's a pretty good amount. So we're just gonna use 5 ounces for this dish. Again, 3 garlic cloves. I already cracked the skin off so that you didn't have to watch that fun excitement. I know it's super fun to watch me crack and peel garlic, but I did save myself a little bit of time. We're going to use ricotta cheese. Again, whatever brand you prefer, but as you can see, depending on where we're at, I have this one, which is the one I like. This is what is available today in the store. So again, based on what's available, that's what you need to use. I don't have any walnuts. Normally I would use walnuts, but I don't have any walnuts right now, so I can't use those. Red pepper flakes. You'll see there's not a lot of it in here. We don't want, this is not a hot spicy dish. People don't normally think of lasagna as burning their mouth, so this is just to give it a little flavor. And then we have some nutmeg. I know nutmeg, think Christmas time, think a whole bunch of other things, but nutmeg in lasagna takes it to the next level. So we will get going with this. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, same thing. We're just gonna cut up our garlic, make it kind of nice and small pieces. Again, don't wanna blast somebody's nostril hair off when they're eating the lasagna later. And I wanted to remind you, and I don't have it on now, normally when I'm cooking, I have music playing in the background. For me, it should be a fun thing. This is not Hell's Kitchen. Gordon Ramsay does not belong in here. There will be no yelling and screaming at anybody about being horrible chefs. And I hope he watches this and he can call me up and tell me what a horrible chef I am. So, we're gonna cut up our garlic and we're gonna get it all ready because I can tell you in our house, garlic is a staple. It goes in almost every single meal except for breakfast cereal, and onions. Onions out the wazoo. We use onions all the time. Okay, so back to our olive oil. We're gonna put some olive oil in here. We're gonna get that going because what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook up the garlic and we're going to very, very lightly saute the greens. We don't want them to be totally melted, gross, wilty, but we're gonna cook them just a little bit. So we're gonna turn this on, get it back up to medium, get the oil nice and hot, but not scalding hot. We don't wanna burn things. While I'm over here, I'm gonna grab my mixing dish because I'm gonna have to mix up stuff in a bowl. So we'll go ahead and get that. And we'll be ready to go once it all is getting going, and we'll be good. Don't forget what I said about the wine. 1 for the dish, 1 or 2 for the chef. Maybe that would lighten Gordon Ramsay up a little bit if he had a glass of wine when he cooked. Okay, so we got to go in here, same thing like the onions. Rather than guessing when it's hot, if you just drop a little piece of garlic in there, you'll know when it's ready to saute the onion and the arugula spinach mix, because the garlic will start fizzling and cracking. So that will be nice. Got our mixing bowl because we're going to cook everything and heat it up in here. You'll see when we throw the greens in, it's a real quick cook. You're not cooking it for a long time. Like I'm talking like maybe 1 or 2 minutes. You just want to take away, and you'll see how it ends up moving from here to being a little bit more cooked and wilted, but not mush. We're not going for the canned spinach effect. That's disgusting. That is not the effect we are going for. Even though, and I don't know how, my wife loves canned spinach. Gross. Okay, so we've got our ricotta. Probably one of these will be good. It usually calls for a half of a cup, but I like the ricotta cheese feeling, so I will usually add a wee bit more. So, I should have gotten this cook, the oil already hot, so now I'm just burning time, thinking of what I can tell you to entertain myself and you. So, should be getting close right there. Usually with the marinara sauce, actually almost always with every sauce, I love that my kids are always my tasters. So let me grab a spoon, because my daughter's sitting off to the sideline here, or in the terms of soccer, since we're a soccer family, she's sitting at the touch line. So you always let somebody taste it. Don't taste it yourself. Of course you think it's wonderful. You're the one that made it. Let somebody else taste it, because they'll actually have a valid thought. Always remind them that it's hot. Maybe your kids do the same thing. You hand them a spoonful of hot food and they jam it in their mouth, and then they can't taste anything for a week because they burned all the flavors in there, all the taste buds.
That's good.
Good? Okay. Daughter says it's good. Again, she might be being biased right now, but I know how I cook, so I don't think she is. So you're going to take your garlic, you're going to toss it in, and you're just going to let it start kind of doing its thing. You could do this before, but what I do is I will take 2 bunches. That's about 1 bunch. For me, it's just a handful. So take it, and whatever, I got lucky because this one was already pre-washed and everything else. Do a quick rough chop so that it breaks it up just a little bit, okay? So we're gonna do that, and then we'll do another bunch. Again, 2 bunches. For me, that would be a handful. If you want more, go ahead and use more. If you want less, go ahead and use less. But I'll go with a bunch. Maybe I might toss a little more in just because I'm feeling generous today. Who knows? My daughter's sitting here, so I can't be too funny and make too many jokes, but you know, it's the end of the world. So use a little extra arugula. Okay. So now we're just gonna kind of toast our garlic just a little bit. You don't want it to be all brown and burnt. You just want to release some of those garlic juices out so that you can really get that garlic flavor. And on top of that, garlic has great healing properties. So right now, to keep ourselves healthy and safe, fresh might be the absolute way to go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our arugula spinach. We're going to drop it in here, okay? And this is going to be really quick. And we're going to take our tongs, and we're just going to kind of flick this around just a little bit. Again, we're not turning this into canned spinach. We're just kind of cooking it just a little bit. We're just releasing enough of the oils and water or whatever. I'm not a botanist, nor am I a trained chef, but we're just kind of releasing some of the stiffness of the greens, so that we can actually do something with it in just a couple of minutes. So right there now, boom, we're done. That's how quick it is. I actually, because of how much it reduced, you'll find that vegetables reduce, I think, because I just have a little extra that I'm going to toss the last remaining parts of this in here. And we're just going to cook it down as well. Because what you'll find out and see really quickly is that what we're making right now being the filling, if you have extra left over, it is the best dip to use with crackers. Absolutely delicious. So we're just gonna lightly saute the greens, and we're good there. So that's it. Let's turn the heat off. Now we're gonna transfer this. Don't keep it in the pan, because the pan, it's just gonna keep cooking, because guess what? The pan's still hot. So get it out of the pan. Don't let it keep cooking. Get this off the heat. Now what we're gonna do, we've got our stuff here. So we're gonna take our red pepper flakes. And we are going to use a half of a teaspoon. Again, it's lasagna. We're not here to blast people's taste buds away. It's lasagna. There are certain expectations of what lasagna will taste like. And it won't taste like really hot enchiladas. Can we get a spoon? Okay, our ricotta cheese. So we're going to take our mixture here. I usually use about a cup. So I've got a half cup here. This is one that I usually kind of just eyeball. Depends on how much I feel like I think I need. I'm not making a double batch tonight, so we're going to toss in a half a cup. And tonight we're feeling generous, and I really want a lot of filling in our lasagna. And in addition, while I know there's a whole bunch of other things you can use ricotta cheese for, yeah, I don't really know what else to use ricotta cheese for. I think it was literally created for lasagna. So we're going to open this, and seriously, why do they have to make lasagna lids, the little plastic thing, such a pain in the butt to get off? So if you guys could work on that, companies, and make it a little easier to get this plastic piece off, that would be awesome for the rest of us. Okay. So we're going to go with a cup of ricotta cheese, get it nice and smoothed out. You can see I'm really, really, really picky about, actual specific quantities. Okay, so we're going to go there. We're going to dump that in. That will be good. Let's see. Wash our hands. I just touched my face. Hold on. I don't know. For the love of God, 20 seconds is like an eternity to wash your hands. Since I'm not coming into any contact with you guys and I already know my family, I'm not worried about it. Okay, so a cup of that. Put in a dash of black pepper. Put in, well, to taste, I shouldn't say a dash, some salt, and then nutmeg. Nutmeg is a really fun one. I know some of you are probably right now going, seriously, nutmeg in lasagna? Yeah, it is amazing. 1/8 of a teaspoon. So just sprinkle 1/8 of a teaspoon. We're not, again, this isn't Christmas time. It's lasagna. But oh, the flavors are just amazing. Okay, so what we're gonna do, so we got our mixture here. You can see it. Now we're just gonna mix all that goodness together. So mix the arugula spinach and the ricotta cheese and the nutmeg and the garlic and all that good stuff, and just mix it all together. And it is absolutely wonderful. And you'll see why when you see what it looks like. Here, it'd probably be easier just to bring this here. This is why it's such a good dip. So if you have some left over, this is literally like the best dip for crackers that you could imagine. Okay, so we got all that. So now we're good there. And, okay, so we're good. So that's part 2. Recap really quick. We made our marinara sauce. And we have made our arugula spinach ricotta filling. And I'm going to push stop now, and then we'll get ready for the preparation phase of putting all this goodness together.